Alright guys, it's Saturday. It's been a while since I picked up the camera, but it's supposed to be a winter storm this weekend. It's supposed to start at 6 o'clock. It's 7:30. Nothing has happened. I mean, there's a little bit of precipitation, a little rain coming down right now. I think it's around 25 degrees, but you know, nothing's happening. So I'm headed to the gym to see if I can get a quick workout in, and I'll keep you updated on what happens the rest of the day. What's been keeping me from pushing record is that I feel like my life is really boring. So I don't know if it's because I'm shooting it on this DJI Pocket Mini 2, or I've just because I don't have anything that like I'm specifically making videos about. But the videos start to seem like I'm telling you what I'm about to do and I'm gonna go do it. So I'm trying to work through that. Bear with me. Yeah, I think one of the cool things about vlogging is I can tell you about what's going on in my life. So this week was a pretty busy week once again. The kids had games. Maddie's a cheerleader, so the HG Hill girls team made it to the playoffs. They only won 2 games this year, but they ended up winning their first playoff game. So they're extended their season and are playing again next week. Carter's team went undefeated this week with all the teams that they played against. Had a big, huge win over Overton yesterday, which was nice because they beat us the first time at home, which is we should have beat them, but they showed up and played. They also showed up and played yesterday, so it's not like they rolled over and let us beat them. We had to come and play. So a lot of things I'm telling my son right now is, you know, he's a junior, second half of junior year. I'm telling him to enjoy it. Enjoy the process. Enjoy the freedom. Enjoy, you know, the hardships that are happening within your friend group, with grades, with everything. Enjoy that stuff. Because to me, I'm like, you know, becoming an adult, it's, you know, when you're younger, you're like, it's so fun, it's so fun. I'm not saying I hate being an adult, but I kind of grew up too early. So my message to him is just to, you know, enjoy being a kid. You know, you don't have to rush into being an adult. We're not going anywhere. We're always gonna have a great relationship. So we've been having lots of conversations about becoming an adult, responsibility. You know, the more responsibility he has, you know, the more risk it comes with. So one of the things is like, hey, you know you need to get good grades. I don't have to tell you need to get good grades. You know you need to get good grades. So if you come home with some not so good grades, we're not gonna discipline you. There's nothing that we can do. You're 17, so you have to fix that. You have to want to be great. Same with putting in work with basketball. It's like, I can't put in the work for you. You got to put in the work. And so he's realizing it. So watching his game grow, watching his confidence grow, watching him turn into a young man, my little boy that grew up with us, has been dope. It's been so dope. And this year he's going to be 18, which is absolutely insane. And I try not to be one of those old guys that's like, enjoy it when you have babies and you're going through those adolescent years. But it does go by so fast that you don't really realize it. You're chasing, you know, when you have a baby, you're chasing these milestones. All you're doing is chasing milestones. Okay, when are they gonna crawl? When are they gonna walk? When are they gonna start eating harder food? You know, when are they gonna start school? When are they gonna start sports? And then they get into that stuff, and the time just goes by so freaking fast that you can't put it into words. It's a whirlwind. And now I have 2 kids that are playing sports, and so, you know, they're at school all day and they're at sports. So really, we only get to see them on the weekends, and the short time in the mornings and the short time at night. So to any fathers or mothers going through this right now, you know, for me, I cried on my son's birthday this year. Like, I'm not a huge crier. I cried, you know, the realization that we're never going to have those adolescent years back. We're not having any more kids. It's a tough reality, and I still consider myself fairly young. As a parent, I'm still fairly young, but yeah, these are conversations. These are some of my thoughts. And as I pull up to the gym, I realize they are closed in anticipation for this winter storm. Oh man, I wish they would have been open till like 12 or something, but I definitely understand. Nobody's here. That's how I know they're closed. No one's here. We'll still pull through. Actually, there might be one person here, but I don't know if they're actually open. I guess we'll take a look and see, huh? I know that's one of the workers' cars right there. No, I don't see no lights. I don't know. They are closed Saturday and Sunday. Monday, January 26th will be weather dependent. All right, well, you know, I was gonna try to be healthy and get my workout in, but not today, guys. That's what happens in Tennessee when there's thoughts of snow or anything like that. Everything closes. All right, guys, let's talk for a second. I'm 37 years old. I've been a dad for almost 18 years. I've been with my wife for almost 21 years. I think February 14th or 15th will be 21 years. Never been broken up, any of that stuff. Been married for 13 years, I want to say. Might be wrong on that. But been married for a very long time. Had kids, have all this stuff. But as far as my career goes, I've been an entrepreneur probably for the last decade. Probably longer than that, since 2013. So 13 years. I've always had like odd jobs throughout the years to kind of, when things are going slow, I usually get an odd job. I have no problem doing that. Real estate has been my sole source of income for the last almost 7 years. Since July will be 7 years. This is my first time. I left the team that I was on with a lady. The reason I left was because it just ended up not being what it was supposed to be in the beginning. The beginning it was working out great, and then by the end it didn't. And I'm a big, huge believer in giving people time, and so I gave her almost a year. And I truly believe after working with someone for a year, you know how they work. The biggest thing I found out in the real estate community is a lot of people say they're busy, and they're really not. You know, I've joined a couple people where they're like, I'm so busy, I need your help. And I'm like, I'm not a new agent, I'm a veteran agent. My biggest struggle in real estate is finding clients. It's not closing deals, it's not selling homes, it's finding clients to help. That's been my biggest struggle, and the biggest reason is because I'm not from the area. So when you meet people from the area, they have 3 or 4 agents that they've already know that they went to school with, that their mother or aunt or uncle are real estate agents. So my focus is on relocation, people relocating to the Nashville area. That's what I focus on. That's what I did. I can level with people. I know the processes and procedures to help you get, you know, the perfect home here in Nashville. And to make that move seamless. That's what I focus on. That's my bread and butter. On social media, I am West Nashville. Like I want to solely work in West Nashville. I want to be that guy that people go to work in West Nashville. For a while there, my Instagram handle was Mr. West Nashville. And so I love it over here. That's where we moved. This is where our roots are here in Tennessee, is in West Nashville. We love it. It's a great community. Bellevue, Sylvan Park, the Nations, Belmead, Westmead, you know, all of it is great. It's great to be over here. But my biggest struggle has been finding clients. And so one of the things I'm doing social media is, you know, that's the goal, using social media to find people that are looking to relocate to Nashville. That is the goal. I'm a huge introvert. And so in social settings, I'm weird. I've always been like that. I was what do they call it back in the day? I didn't go to parties. My mom didn't allow us to do a lot of things. I could only excel at sports and band and school. But outside of that, I was in the house. We weren't going out and hanging out with friends. What did they used to call that back in the day? There's a saying for it. Basically, I was in the house all the time. And so I'm socially awkward. Like, you don't gotta tell me that. I've always been socially awkward. Still in settings today, I feel weird. Even though I've been, like, I'm an introvert with extrovert qualities. But if it's a huge crowd of people I don't know, I'm an introvert. But if it's a small, crowd, 4, 5, 6 people, like, I'm cool, I can talk. But huge crowds I don't get along with. Not I don't get along with, I just don't strive in them. I don't need to be the center of attention. And doing the social media stuff makes you the center of attention. So now when I go into rooms with a lot of other agents, they know who I am because I make videos. And based off the videos, it makes it seem like I'm this very extroverted guy, but I'm not. And so a lot of my message to like other real estate agents when they want to do social media, I'm like, just record. You're not going to be perfect. Your videos are not going to be perfect. The new videos or the new videos you put out now without a following are going to be trash. That's what you want it to be. You want your newer videos to be trash, and you just want to get those reps in. You want to just get reps. And as that time goes on, you build a following, and your following sees you get better at, talking to the camera, at editing, at color grading, all these things, at telling a story. And then they follow you because of that. But a lot of people have analysis paralysis where they want to put out a perfect video, but they've never made a video before. Does that make sense? Like, you've never done it before. It's like going ice skating. You can watch every video you want on how to ice skate, but until you get out there and you try it, that first time you're going to be trash. The second time you're going to remember that you're trash and you're going to be a little bit better. The third time you'll be a little bit better. The fourth, fifth, sixth. It's probably going to take you about 10 to 15 times to get okay at skating. Around that 20th, 30th time, you can be like, okay, I know how to ice skate. But it takes the time. You have to put the time in. And a lot of people are skipping out on putting the time in. And so one of the things that I realized that I lack in is putting out actual content that I want to put out. I'm really good at the real estate stuff. I kind of don't like to talk about my family. I don't like to talk about the stuff that I've been through in the past either. So that what you're seeing me do, if you follow me on social media, or on not just on YouTube, but if you follow me on Instagram, what you're seeing me right now do is unniche myself from just being the real estate guy to being, the family guy Malcolm, the Malcolm that works out, the real estate agent Malcolm, the Malcolm that motivates people. My overall goal is I want to help people. I think the overall goal that I really want to do is give motivational I want to be a motivational speaker. Like, I want to help people get up off their ass. I want to help people believe in themselves. That's what I did when I was a personal trainer. I want you to, I want to help you get to your desired goal. And I don't know how to go about doing that, so I'm starting the social media stuff right now, especially the YouTube stuff, just to get comfortable with doing this, talking, and then it will be, hopefully hundreds of people, or tens of people, then hundreds of people, then thousands. That's my overall goal. I got to start telling my story, and so that people realize that I'm just not some guy that's never been through anything telling a story. Everyone has a story. Everyone's gone through stuff, but that's what makes us more relatable in the community. And you start to put out videos, you start to realize that you're more relatable with people not only in just your country. There's other people going through crazy stuff too that they're getting through. And so that's my whole goal with this social media stuff, is to kind of, make something bigger than myself. My theme for this year is why not me? I always theme my years. Like, this year's why not me? Why can't I be that person that I see on social media? And it's me being in my own way. That's it. That's it, guys. That you are usually in your own way. I don't know what hat I'm wearing a team hard work hat, but I usually have a what's fear hat on. And that's the question I ask myself before I make a decision on if I'm going to do something or not. What am I really afraid of? And I usually tell people, like, what's the worst that can happen if you go and do that thing? Like, and it normally is die. Like, it's like, I was explaining to someone about public speaking. I said, what's the worst that's going to happen if you go and public speak? Like, you could die. That's the worst. But now let's do some research and see how many people died from public speaking. And I'm sure you can, if you research hard enough, you can find someone that has died. But I'm gonna guess the overall, percentage is like 99.9% of people don't die from doing the speaking events. So why aren't you doing it? What's the real case? Because you're afraid of what you look like. Me personally, I used to be a bodybuilder. My face is a little chubby right now. I don't think my English is educated enough to speak to people. Sometimes my critical thinking isn't up to par with what I think it should be. But I'm working on that. That's why I'm talking to the camera. That's why I'm reading books. I'm journaling. I'm trying to get my vocabulary better. I think my vocabulary is great, but it can always be better, right? And so those are the things for me that's holding me back. Oh, I don't look like I want to look. Well, start working out harder. Start eating right. Figure out what's wrong. Go to the doctor. I'm not confident. Well, the only way to get confident is to do things that make you, that force you to be confident. Step outside your box. You don't got to do it every day. Do it once a month. Then increase it to once a week or twice a month, and then once a week. Then multiple times out of the week, you start stepping out of the box and you start feeling uncomfortable. You start feeling comfortable being uncomfortable. That's the goal, guys. I know this is a very long speech. I know I went on totally different tangents, but that's overall why I'm starting to record myself. Yes, this is going to get way more cinematic. I promise you. I have the camera. If you look at my first videos I posted last year around this time, I can do it. Right now, I just need to get in this groove of, recording. And then they're going to start having, okay, I'm recording because of this. I need to make this video. And I'll record that. But right now, it's just, I want to just put out as much information as possible about who I am. And again, if you're following me, I appreciate it. If you watched all of this, you're absolutely insane. And I appreciate you. We'll see you next time.